7 Keys to Success and Highest Impact in Human Relations. Modern life has become complex, where we break away from narrow space relationships and interact with hundreds of people every day in large crowded cities, where our quality of life and professional success depend on the success of our relationships. With this new way of life, the concept of empathy has begun to play a decisive role in human relationships and our psychological health. The 7 Keys to Success and the Highest Impact in Human Relations Empaths, in the early days of their emergence, were more associated with understanding and making relationships meaningful within this framework. As modern life transformed professional classes into service classes, success in professional life has become more shaped in terms of understanding, expression and persuasion. The most effective key to effective communication and increasing success in relationships with people is to use emotional intelligence and to be empathetic. The communication technique called empathy effect, developed by Helen Riess, contains very realistic advice in a wide range from business and social life to education and politics. The empathy effect technique offers the advice we need to be both a successful entrepreneur and a leader in our environment. Helen Riess coded the technique she developed with the initials of the word empathy, and created a more catchy and striking work. Here are 7 key tips or skills to become a true entrepreneur, a successful leader, and someone who can build strong bonds. 1. Eye contact. It defines the English expression eye contact of the letter E, which is the first letter in the word empathy. Eye contact indicates the importance given to all cultures and the bond of trust to be established. In almost every culture, with the exception of the Japanese culture, it is stated that the eyes are a source that reflects the inner world of the human being, and the necessity of making eye contact is stated. Riess specifically addresses the place of eye contact regarding the mass aspect of communication in both individual and presentation dimensions. Riess recommends that ideal eye contact be maintained long enough to see the eye color of the other person. This often indicates the efficiency of 2 to 3 second eye contact. In addition, Riess states that the most effective communication in our relations with people is face-to-face and eye contact communication. Riess states that emotional nuances that cannot be conveyed in verbal communication can only be given by eye contact. Eye contact creates the feeling that the other person is cared for and valued. This skill, which gives extra rhythm to the negotiations, is considered as the most important requirement of the art of persuasion. 2. Using mimics effectively. Expressed as muscles for facial expression in Riess empathy effect, this skill expresses the maximum use and development of gestures in communication. Micro-expressions are facial expressions that a person uses automatically within seconds. Although it is difficult to change the micro-expressions that make up the mimics, the gestures accompanying them while expressing our feelings and thoughts will be more effective on our interlocutor than our words. Riess states that our gestures, which are the most important element of body language, are very valuable for making and influencing the person in front of us. 7 Keys for Success and the Highest Impact in Human Relationships. The importance of a smile accompanied by joy or a facial expression expressing suffering is indisputable for successful empathy. 3. Posture. Position, image and public relations, which take place as posture in the literature, are among the most emphasized topics. It is a very effective point that reflects the mood of the person and reveals the effect on the other side. In recent years, researchers on hormones and living things have incredible effects on people in front of us, as well as accelerating the direct release of hormones that are the source of these effects. Situations where the shoulders are up and the head is slightly raised directly send a message of self-confidence and challenge. Likewise, sunken shoulders and a bowed head, a hunch back loosely leave a self-deprived message that evokes a sense of pity rather than a positive, powerful impression. As a doctor, Riess states that in her interviews with her patients, a stance that is in the same position and slightly inclined towards them is always perceived positively by patients and makes them feel more comfortable. 4. Impact. The word effect expressed here is the 7 key terms for success and highest impact in a scientific human relationship as the equivalent of the word effect in English. Impact refers to our comprehensive analysis of the emotional state of the person and people we are in contact with and to develop a reaction accordingly. Approaching someone without knowing what mood they are emotionally in does not mean anything, and it can make the situation worse. In this regard, Riess states that we can trust our intuition. 5. Tone. This article, which means tone of voice in English, describes how to use our tone skillfully. Riess states that each word carries a unique layer of emotion as its sound value. The speed and rhythm of sound has an electrical power in people that affect their mood and mood. Riess states that the voice tone used as if it is a relative with the patient in the trainings she gives to the caregivers, is very effective on the recovery of patients. 6. Listening holistically to others. Riess explains the concept of empathic listening in this article. This article, which is expressed as hearing the whole person in English, is to listen to the person in front of us with compassion, without any prejudice and without any judgmental evaluation. When developing a dialogue with people, making sure they do not take a step back in situations where they enter their sensitive area and that the dialogue does not take on the mood of discussion in any way makes them more accepting of you. 7. Why reaction. This item, which is the last item of the empathy effect and translated as your response, describes the power of positive messages. Our behavioral responses, called mirror neurons, show how we can affect others without realizing it. In this article, Riess states the following: if we are angry or, on the contrary, extremely cheerful, we automatically arouse feelings in the people in front of us. Most people are unaware of this fact and are unaware of this powerful potential they project. Realizing the power of the reactions we project, Riess says, be careful how you feel. Because this is a command, a message that you give about how the people around you should feel. Quote, communication is often as decisive for us as it is a matter of life and death. With her research, Helen Riess revealed how the ability of empathy affects the areas of the brain for decision-making and action, the 7 keys to success and maximum impact in human relations. Based on these studies, he developed the empathy effect and showed how this can be improved by increasing self-awareness besides innate feelings. When we reflect the issues expressed under the influence of empathy to our lives with determination, it makes it possible to bring our more analytical thinking and reactions to the maximum benefit for both parties. A new video every day. Don't forget to like the video and follow the channel.